Joining me now on Your Sport Swindon is Rich White from Swindon St George. Rich, thanks for joining us today. We're here at Supermarine today for your President's Day, so tell us a little bit more about what's going to go on today.
Yeah, I mean, it's a unique thing for the club. We've come a long way in the last few years, but the whole part of President's Day, it's for a couple of reasons really. Obviously, first thing is to support the charity which we all hold quite close to heart, which is Ted's Smile. Ted, who's literally just there, bless him, he's a lovely lad, and some of the battle that he's had to been through so far is unreal. Me personally, I wouldn't be able to do it, and it's a gratitude to his family for how strong everyone's been. The other part of it is mainly just to bring everyone closer together. We've never been in this position. We've got 2 teams in the league, which is a massive achievement considering back in the dark ages when we first started, we were struggling to get 8 players at training, going away to games with 7 to 8 players as well. So the fact that we've got about 56 players registered to the club, massive achievement all across the board.
And you've been a part of the club from the very start, so it's, like you said, it's much changed, and this club is now taking steps forward to the next stage, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah, at one stage we had a bit of a title as the Whipping Boys, or underdogs of the league. Countless number of years we was always bottom of the table. We'd pick up 1 or 2 wins if we was lucky for the season. But last year it really started to click. We pulled some good young players in from some local clubs around the Swindon sort of area, and they hit the ground running. They integrated really well with the existing players we've already had. From that as well, we set a really good foundation with the committee and the backroom staff, and the job that they've done this year as well is phenomenal. And as you can see with the numbers that we've got around today, the recruitment's just gone up another notch, and some of the really good young talented players that we've been and attracted, it's phenomenal. It really is.
First team had an amazing run last season, just fell short at the final hurdle in the playoff final, and you've now managed to put on the pitch a second team as well. From what I've been told from the chairman Ash and your head coach, it's going to be 2 very competitive sides that you're fielding in both divisions.
Yeah, I mean, last year it was phenomenal what the boys did. I would never have thought that we'd get to the playoff finals, let alone winning the league. Never ever won the league, never even come close to it before, so the fact that we did that last year, it was immense. But yeah, as you said, it's putting 2 teams out this year. Me personally, I'm really looking forward to it, because the strength and depth that we've got across the board, it's something that I'd never thought we'd see here. And the thing is as well, with the second team, any one of those players could step up and play first team rugby, so it isn't a case of it's just you're in the 1s or you're in the 2s. Anyone from anywhere could easily play for each squad, which again it's a good place for the club to be, because then your player pool is massive, and it's going to increase the squad by tenfold really.
Looking ahead to the start of the season, which is in a few weeks' time, what are the targets?
I think the main target for the first team is to try and push on from where we were last year. Obviously the standard of the clubs that we will be playing this year is going to be a lot tighter than what it was last year, and that's not being disrespectful to the teams that was in the pool last year. Obviously we got Portsmouth, who beat us in the final. We've got 2 cracks at them to try and rectify what happened last time. Oxford are very strong. They always have been, they always will be, because of the foundations that they've set there. Bath is one of the new Bath teams that have come in, which is Bath RL. They're an unknown entity, so to us they could be anything. They could be really strong, or they could be having some teething problems, but until the day when we play them, we won't know. And obviously Bristol Sonics, Bristol have been, well, they've been around for a very long time. They were playing national conference, so they're a very good team. They've got a massive player catchment area as well. And again with the 2s, it's an interesting sort of thing, because Somerset have now relocated over to Weston-super-Mare, so obviously they should be picking up a few players. Forest Bulldogs should be going from strength to strength, given where they're based and the fact that their name would be getting bigger, so they should be a lot stronger as well. So it's going to be very competitive for both teams, but everyone's looking forward to it, and I think both teams, we'll be alright. I'm not saying that we're going to go out and win everything, but definitely one of the targets for our second team is to finish every fixture. Obviously it's a new sort of challenge for us. We've never had to try and do it, so first and foremost, finish all fixtures, try and win as many home games as possible, and if we can pick up the odd away game, that'd be great. And in all honesty, it'd be the same for the first team.
You started training, pre-season training, very early. I think it was in March time. You know, how important, having got all of that training under your belt, to now hit the ground running in the opening fixture?
Yeah, we seem to have we did this last year as well, and it seemed to play dividends really, getting all the lads together a little bit sooner than everyone else. Obviously now the union season's finished, we've got most of our union lads back as well. But yeah, I mean, one of the main points of starting the training earlier like we did was to try and get a little bit fitter, a little bit sharper, and obviously with all the players we got coming in, trying to improve like the team ethos and bonding really.
Obviously, you're a player that plays across both codes, rugby union and rugby league. How kind of surprised have you been you've been by the interest that you've had here in rugby league, which at the end of the day origins from the north?
Again, it's a very unique one really, because if you ask any of the old school rugby union committee, as it were, for any of the surrounding union clubs, they all hate league. They can't stand it. They don't really see the point of it. For me, I've always been fascinated by the speed of it, by the aggression, the contact and the physicality. That's not saying that union isn't that, because union is, and there's a lot more technical stuff that goes with union. But the fact that we're getting players coming in from as far as Berkshire, some even coming from Gloucestershire and from Somerset coming over to us to play, it speaks volumes about what we're trying to do as a club and how much we've improved the name of rugby league in the south.
And just before we go, you're about to play in the President's match. I'm not sure which team you're playing for, but which team's going to win?
Obviously the chairman's team. If I was honest with you, I can't really see the captain's team doing anything. I mean, they got a couple of alright players, I guess, but yeah, we'll see.
Well, best of luck for the game that's just about to happen, and more importantly, best of luck for the start of the season. Cheers, Rich. Thank you.